Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a getaway every day, not just once a year. Summer mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Mocktail hour on the pool deck is just a sip away. Visit one of Tropical Smoothie Cafe's 1,400 locations or order online or through their app. Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. I am here with my girl Keisha. I'm coming to you live from Mississippi. And here I am. I've had quite a day, but here I am taken to the mic to talk about not one, but two inmate shows, y'all. Two inmate shows.
Is a true professional right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's a true professional. Yes.
For those of you on the Hey Bunky $5 level that I had to cancel this weekend, I really have only canceled, I think, twice ever in 5 years. I had to cancel it. I'm very sorry about that. I did have a tragedy I had to address with a friend. So that happened. But we did put out for that $5 level, we did put out the first episode of Forbidden Love. That is normally going to be on the $10 level, but that's over there now on the $5 level, episode 1 of Forbidden Love. Forbidden Love is good, Keisha.
It's good. I actually watched it and I have it recording for tonight. I was just like, okay, I can dig this. This is actually pretty good right here. So yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
It's very different. I'm worried about that Amish boy.
Oh, he's going into full porn addiction. Just right away. Right away.
Yes.
He didn't know what he was missing, and now he knows.
Yes, he has discovered the big boobage.
The big boobage and the vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
he's on board. Loves it all.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we got to talk about Inmate to Roommate. So, because we got to spend all our time on this episode on this brand new season of LALU. We were talking about people that had really offended us for various reasons. We have a whole new segment coming up in our LALU episode. So, Keisha, tell us what happened on Inmate to Roommate this week, and let's discuss it.
Okay. So we're going to start off with our favorites, Veda, Annalisa, and Mark. So Mark has plans to hook up with his friend whose name is Honey. Hey, Honey. So in order to do that, because of course, none of the women that he seems to hook up with have their own places. So he's coming up with, I'm just like, better, Mark.
They live in that white car? They all live in that white car.
This is a whole new girl right here. Girl. In order for him to get her to come over, she has to cash app him money so that he can go to a hardware store where he buys a rope ladder, a 4x4, and a lock. So in case one thing doesn't work, he's got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. So
he's like MacGyver.
Yeah. And then he realizes that he's not MacGyver because he can't even put the fucking lock on the door. So he's like, I'm just going to have to use this 4x4. So he has Honey come over and Annalisa gets up to use the restroom. I'm assuming they don't have a restroom in their master bedroom because she had to use like the one in the hallway, which is next to Mark. So while she's doing that,
maybe construction.
She what?
Maybe.
It's got blue tape all in there.
Yeah.
She hears something and she's kind of like, knock, knock, knock. Mark, what's going on in there? He's like, nothing. She's like, well, I hear a female voice. He's like, that's the music. She's like, no. I hear something. What's going on in there? She's trying to get in there. She's armed with a butter knife. And finally, he kind of opens the door and she busts through and there is Honey. And Annalisa's like, hell no. You got to get up out of here. You got to go. What? A rope? You have a rope? What kind of stuff is really going on in here? So she's like, Veda, I need you to come assist me. And Veda's just like shaking his head like, we just woke up and all this shit's going on.
And he grabs a butter knife too.
He grabs a butter, armed and dangerous with a butter knife. That's what you do now. So he comes and he's like, yeah. So then Mark goes into the restroom and then Annalisa's like, wait a minute. What's going on in this restroom? I hear something. And so she bursts over there. She goes, oh, hell no. You've got 2 women in my house. I'm just like, this dude, the audacity that he has, just like not one girl, but 2 girls in these people's house. I'm just like, he's gonna get kicked out. So I
Yes,
think
for
things
sure.
are really gonna go down next week. Okay, so let's
Wait,
move on to
I have to add in that Annalisa did go to that girl who was sitting in the kitchen for some reason. I'm like, let
yes.
her leave, and was like, you need to think better of yourself to climbing in
Yes.
somebody's window.
I mean, you really gotta want to get some. I don't know. Maybe Mark's just really good in that area. I mean, to climb, it's one thing to climb a rope, but I mean, a ladder, but a rope ladder, that is dangerous to me.
That
You're like
was,
swinging and waving, and
and he got 2 girls in there, and they didn't hear
yeah,
whatever was happening in that room with 3 people.
guess not. So
Wow.
I don't know how far away the master.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. Maybe she takes a trazodone every night like I do, and I don't hear shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with that.
Before
All right.
anybody sends me a DM and tells me, I know that we're not supposed to say master bedroom anymore. We're supposed to say primary bedroom.
Oh, I didn't get that memo.
That's it. That's a new thing. So you don't say master bedroom anymore. You say primary bedroom.
Is there a reason? Is that like
Because it's a denotation of master of the house, which was master bedroom. That's the master of the house, which has connotations to slavery.
slavery?
So you don't say
Oh,
master bedroom.
oh.
You say primary bedroom.
And look at me over here. Didn't even know. I'm calling it the master bedroom, the
Yeah,
Lord and master bedroom over here.
yeah.
So
You didn't
okay,
even know, but there you go. Now
I
you
didn't
learn
even know.
something.
Now I'm politically correct. All right. So
That's right.
here's someone else who has some fucking audacity. We're moving on to David and Aaron. So Aaron finally shows up to the house, I guess right before David and who is that? What is that guy's name? Huey or
Is it Ian?
Iggy or
Ian.
is it Ian?
Ian.
Okay, and Ashley, and they're kind of like, dude, like, where have you been? Why didn't you call? And he's in total shock that David is with his crew or whatever.
Hmm.
And Ian is kind of like, are you using? Are you using? And I couldn't tell him, like, Aaron, are you using? Or are you just like a deer caught in headlights? Because his eyes were like this big. And they were like, where were you? And he just totally confesses. He's like, I was with Lavina rhymes with vagina.
Vagina. Yeah.
Her, yeah. And they were like, why are you with her of all the people? And even David's like, I've only heard about her, but I haven't heard very good things. So he tells them, she's sober, blah, 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 blah. And they're basically like, do better. So David and Aaron go to work out. And while they're at the park, David mentions, hey, I'm really considering, bringing in another roommate. What do you think about that? And Aaron's like, hell no. Like, I've only been here 24 days and you're trying to move. I just got out of prison. I don't want to be around other prisoners.
Yeah.
And he says he's worried about his sobriety.
Yeah.
Then we go to another scene where he's with Lavina and who's in recovery as well. And to me, it's going to be a huge trigger for him.
Right.
He was like, I think you should move into the house with us because
great idea.
Because Aaron's name is now on the mortgage. You know what I mean? So he's getting to invite people.
Right.
He's like, David says he wants to move someone in and this, and that. I think it should be you. So we skip to the next scene, and without David's permission, Lavinia comes out of the bedroom the next morning because she stayed the night at the house. And David's kind of like, there's no rules. Anyone can stay the night. I need to know if you're going to have someone stay a night. I'm kind of like Annalisa. I need to know what's going on in my house, who you're bringing here.
I feel like that was one of his first rules, though. Like, don't bring people over here.
So.
Like, I think he was sort of like, be respectful when you bring people over or
something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess they were respectfully quiet all night long. So I guess that was good enough. So after Lavina leaves, that's when Aaron proposes to David, I think you should let Lavina move in here. And I'm kind of like thinking, why would he want, okay, he's already got you and your sobriety that he's trying to help you with. You're going to bring her in. She's your ex. You've heard nothing but bad things about her. She's probably not working. So what? And I don't want to live with the couple. I'm sure he doesn't want to have to deal with that drama.
Because there will be drama, it sounds like, between these two.
Most definitely there's going to be drama. So David says, basically I'll have to think about it. And then when we see the previews for next week, he's kind of talking to both of them about his reservations. I hope he says, hell no.
But I
to
mean,
this
he
idea.
says to her, I've only heard bad things,
Bad things.
and I've heard them from him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he's the one that
Yeah.
told me the bad things about you. So why
Yeah.
would I let you move in? Yeah.
It calls all because Aaron appears to be doing pretty well. He's
Yeah.
kind of becoming an asshole now that he's been hanging out with her, though.
Yep. That'll do it.
Yeah,
That'll do
that'll
it.
do it.
Hanging out with an ex, Yeah.
Yeah, brings out the worst in you. So here we go with Emily and Jason, who Emily's just like, this is not working out. We get to see Emily's bedroom, which had some very odd things in there, like a wig with a cowboy hat.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I was like, is this a sewing room or is this like her bedroom? Does she do crafts in this room? Does she live in this room? I couldn't
I think
understand.
she lives in there. I think she likes vintage things
Yeah.
just from her living room, but this kind of took it to like lower level thrift store kind of stuff that
Yeah.
she
It
had
was
going
it
on in
was,
the
yeah.
bedroom.
Yeah.
It was on brand with Emily. So
Mm.
Emily discovers that $100 is missing out of her purse. She says that she's looked everywhere for it. She's checked her laundry. She's checked the trash can. And of course, she's thinking that Jason took it, which I would too, because he spent all of his money at the horse track.
Yes. Yes.
So she decides that it would be a good idea for her to bring her middle son, Travis, over to talk to Jason. I don't understand why she did that, because what can he make Jason do or not do?
Maybe
I
she
don't
just
get it.
felt like she needed some male energy around to back her up. Like, I don't know.
Well, it backfired because he comes over, he and Jason are talking, and Jason is just getting more and more pissed off. You can just see it in his face. You're like, oh God, they're gonna come to blows, which basically Jason tells him, well, we can go outside and talk about this and figure it out. And Travis is like, yeah, we can. So nothing got accomplished there. I thought it was very odd that during his confessional, when the producers asked him about the $100, he got really upset. He's like, I'm
He
not
will not
answering that.
answer the question.
Will not answer it. Threw a hissy fit, left, and told them basically, when you guys are ready to talk, I'll come back. He comes to sit down. They ask him again about the $100, and he storms off. So that's
He was
what
scared. He can be a scary dude, I think.
And so we see next week that this is when the fight in the front yard is going to happen.
Is it with the son? You think
It's not with that son. I don't know if it's a different son or just some random guy. I don't know if it was the guy from like the shelter that he was possibly going to get a job at. We have no idea. So then there's Cindy and Jennifer.
Yeah.
They make me uncomfortable. Their whole dynamics makes me just uncomfortable. Cindy gives Jennifer an interview at the Bigfoot gas station.
Keisha, that's a great point. That is it. Their dynamic makes me very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. There's just when they come up, I'm kind of like, just
it's
like
awkward.
What uncomfortable thing is going to happen this time? Because it's always just something really uncomfortable about the two of them.
Yeah.
Right. For some odd reason, instead of Jennifer going on her own to the interview, Cindy is driving her to the interview. I don't know if it's because she knows the guy. So anyway, they go inside the Bigfoot gas station corner store. She introduces her. I think the guy's name is David. So they sit down for an interview at a table, but Cindy, for whatever reason, sits right next to them on the next table. Her chair is basically back to back with side by side with Jennifer. So Jennifer's totally bombing this interview. Like she can't answer a question. She's really nervous, but I think she probably could have pushed through had Cindy not been right there.
I agree. I mean? There's cameras on her too. Don't forget,
there's cameras. I think she would prefer the cameras be there instead of Cindy and all her judgment that's going on right there. Yeah. She's kind of like, in the background. So when they get around to, the interviewer asks, do you have any questions? And Jennifer's kind of thinking. And then Cindy's like, starting pay. Because I don't even know what starting pay is. I don't know what minimum wage is. That's something you need to know. I was really proud of Jennifer at this moment because she figured it out super quick. She goes, she wants to know how much I'm going to make because she wants to know how much money she can take from me. Not thinking she's got kids and, this and that she has to do instead of just giving her money. Because in one scene we saw where Cindy's saying, I need her to help me out with groceries, this, and then all of my other bills. So it sounds like she's not just doing like a roommate split. She just wants her to help her in life. Maybe she wants to help her with hair color dye.
I think that's a pretty cheap bill. You just go to CVS.
Yeah. So that pretty much was Inmate to Roommate for this week.
Keisha, fabulous. You did it. Thank you for your recap. We can't drop Inmate to Roommate, guys. We got to see it through.
And it's still good. It's still good.
Yeah. But not as good as this show.
Oh gosh.
Love After Lockup. Now, I've got two different episode and season number. I got season 5D, episode 1.
Wait, they started putting alphabets out there now too? Season 5D?
So on the screener that I got, it says season 5D, episode 1. But then on, like, if you go to the app or whatever, it says season 5, episode 31. Okay, just whatever you want it to be. Okay, 5D. I don't know what D would even mean.
What does that mean?
Because D would mean during, but this is not during. This is after.
This is love. This is love after lockup.
Right. It's not during.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So whatever it is, it's episode 1 of this season of this show, and it is "Do I Smell Like Jail?"
Ew.
Did that remind you of Mary Cosby saying Jen Shaw smelled like
hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They both have distinctive smells. They do.
They do. And before we start with Zaruiah and what's her guy's name? Troy. Before we start with Zaruiah and Troy, we're going to introduce you to, because she's an offender, we're going to introduce you to a new segment called Wig Court.
Hear ye, hear ye. Wig Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Keisha presiding.
All right. Wig Court is now in session. You and your wigs may now be seated.
That's it, guys. It's Wig Court. That's our new promo for Wig Court. It's Keisha and producer James. They did that for me. I asked them crazily last night. So thank you, guys. So we are in Wig Court, and our first offender is Zaruiah. Now, what did you say her wig looked like?
Oh, I said if Cindy Lou Who and all of the members of the group from En Vogue had a love child, that would be Zaruiah's hair. I don't know if it's a clip-on ponytail. I don't know if she's got hair extensions and she just pulled them up really high. It was just bad.
It's a mystery about that hair because she's got like bangs straight across, and then it's like doo-wop group from the 60s. Like, and it like curls up on the ends like Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, it was. I had to sneak on her page to see how she normally wears her hair.
Okay, and?
I had to do it. So I really think she's got thick hair, and I think she's got extensions in there because she wears it kind of split part down the middle and with the curls. So I really feel like she just bundled it all up on the top of her head
for the first day of filming,
and then had a Coke bottle right there to comb it all over. That's bad.
On her Instagram, does her hairdo look like this a lot?
There's some like that, and then some with it just down.
Okay, down would be
preferable. She was feeling this hairdo. She thought it was really. She had what we call wig blindness.
Oh, I don't know about wig blindness.
Oh, it started with eyebrow blindness. Now it's wig blindness, where you used to wear really bad wigs and you didn't realize them until you look back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's going to look back and she's going to realize that she was blinded by the wig.
That wasn't a good look for television. So she tells us that her parents are a bishop and a pastor, and we hear them singing. And she says growing up as a pastor's kid was crazy. It was strict. When she was 15, she got a glimpse into the guys from the hood. And the more her parents said that was the wrong choice, the more she wanted to do it. Yeah. Now, her dad is like, oh, hey, girl. And he walks past her. He says, excuse me, I'll be a minute. I got to go in the prayer closet. Now,
the prayer closet or the closet?
Stop it. That was terrible. Okay, the prayer closet, we've only ever heard that before on Welcome to Plathville, because on Welcome to Plathville, Lydia has a prayer closet.
What does she do in the prayer closet? Does she pray or
She
just
prays.
do other
She
things?
she puts, well, we've had many,
Dude.
conversations of what she might do in there. Um,
Okay.
when she got a look at, Mariah's new boyfriend, Max, she was like, she was all
And then
we're like,
she
she's
went to the prayer closet?
well, we're like, maybe she needs to have a moment in the prayer closet. No, she had prayers taped all over the wall in the prayer closet, and she would go in there and
Okay.
sing and be with her prayers in the prayer closet.
When I think of prayer closet, I think of the movie Carrie, where the
Okay.
mom locks her in there so she can pray, her little prayer closet. And I think there was like stuff on the walls, like prayers on the wall too.
Really?
So his prayer closet most definitely was a step up from that.
Yeah. Oh, it seemed like a whole room.
Yeah, it looked like an
Yeah.
office almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he goes into the prayer closet, and mom walks up, and she looks like a Disney villain cartoon character. I was like, what's happening? There is so much going on with these outfits.
That's a lot. There's a lot with all of them. From the names, I couldn't
Yes.
pronounce one name except for Troy.
Yeah.
The mom looked like she has. Have you seen that brand of eyewear? It's called ZeLu, and they're like thick
Yeah.
frames, different colors, different designs. It looks like her mom got hers from there, and I have a feeling each week she's gonna have a different pair
Different
of
one.
frames.
Yes. Yes. That's what
Yeah,
I think. And
yeah,
it's going to be
yeah.
matched because they had on black and white and red. So the frames matched. So the dad matched.
Mhm.
And they were ready. They were ready for this show.
Yes, they were ready for
They were
And
ready.
her and her mom's got a ass on her too. I was like,
I
"You
didn't.
go, girl."
I did not check out the mom's
I
ass.
did. I was like, "Her ass is looking good." I'm like, "What kind of shapewear are you wearing?" Because I need to.
Oh,
She looks like she's doing all kinds of butt exercises. Yeah, it was
not,
stacked.
not fair.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
so mom comes up and is talking to Zaruiah. I mean, is that how we're saying it?
I don't. No one said her name.
Zaruiah, Zeruiah. So I'm saying Zaruiah.
That "you" is what confuses me.
I'm pretending the U is silent. Okay.
Okay.
It says, "Is Troy going to come to church?" And she goes, I don't know, mom. Now, Zaruiah tells us they've been dating for 5 years. They've been married for 3 years. Mom says, we do have some concerns about Troy since she was with somebody incarcerated before. But then she lets us know that the dad has been in prison since her son was 5. She stayed with him for about 2 more years. And she says, look, it was provocative how we met, but I'm really ready for him to get out and live the life I've been waiting for. So then we find out her ex, who is blurred out in all the pictures,
Yeah,
her
he wants
ex
no parts of this.
was Troy's cell neighbor, not his bunkie, but his cell neighbor in prison. And she went to visit ex-husband one time and saw Troy and just could not stop looking at him and could not stop thinking about him. So somehow she got into him.
That's so scandalous.
It is
It
scandalous.
is scandalous. And as her parents, they did something wrong because this girl only seems to like prisoners. I don't
it's wild.
get it.
So she says she and her ex-husband got divorced because Troy said, I don't want to move forward with our relationship if you're married.
Here
What
we
does
go
he give a
again.
shit? He's in prison.
Here we go again. No one who has to make a collect call to me, who all I have to do is press a button and I don't have to ever talk to him again, is going to tell me what to do. How
Right.
are you going to
It's
tell me
crazy.
to get a divorce?
I agree. And so Troy calls and mom talks to him on the phone and goes, are you getting your word ready? You getting your word ready to be preaching? And they say, we're not going to be churchgoers. We're going to be world travelers. And okay. And she says her kid's dad is not on the birth certificate.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Troy has adopted her son from prison.
I wanted to punch the screen, literally punch the screen. Okay, so her kid's dad went to prison when he was 5. So in 5 years, he has not signed the birth certificate.
She did not. She says she didn't want him on the birth certificate. So.
But you want this man in prison who you've never known in the free world, who your kid does not know, to be on the birth certificate.
Troy adopted this boy. Adopted
That
him
is some really seriously stupid shit to me, Mary
from
Payne.
prison. From prison, yeah. I
I
agree.
think we're gonna get a lot of stupidity out of this whole cast, but it particularly her.
This was crazy. This was crazy.
Yeah.
In the talking head, Troy says, I'm a free spirit and women are attracted to me like magnets. And when I get out, I'm going to have to get in touch with some people in order to be able to move forward and make up for lost time. We don't know what that
Sugar
means.
mamas.
We
Sugar
don't know
mamas.
we don't know if that's sugar mamas. We don't know, but it's ominous sounding.
Yeah.
Now, the son's name, Ashel, is Aziel. I wrote it down phonetically. Aziel.
Aziel.
There's no I, but it's Asa, Hel. So Aziel.
I need for all of them to get nicknames.
Okay, because I've just got her in my notes as Z because I can't write Zaruiah every time.
Don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of name. And then Aziel E.
No.
Right? No.
Aziel.
Aziel.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you say the names for this particular group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm not gonna get it.
Okay. So her sister Zion is at her house. Okay, Zion, I can get behind. That's
I can
easy.
get that. I can get that. Their parents
Okay.
like the letter Z because I looked up her page and she has a brother and his name starts with the letter Z as well.
Okay, but we don't know the parents' name.
Pastor and Bishop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her sister Zion is there and she's showing her all the things that she's bought for Troy when he gets out of prison. Underwear, earrings, necklace, a bouquet of money with a crown in it because he's a Leo and he's the king.
But her son's bed was all rickety when he got in it.
Well, he's 11 and he doesn't need to be on that top bunk at 11. That's a bed for it's a bed for a toddler.
It was rickety. Yeah, I'm like, he needs a new bed.
Yes, he does. He's too old for that bunk bed. So she's never had sex with him, obviously. And she's like, I think, us having sex can take it to the next level. They make some jokes about a small penis. Zion is living with her for now. And then we hear Troy saying, yeah, like it could be difficult and awkward if I need to get to know my wife and child and Zion is there. And I love that Zion is like, yeah, him being here is going to be a lot for me. I'm like, girl, get your own place.
Well, here's the thing. We have two people who don't own the house talking about the other being there. We've got him saying that the sister doesn't need to be there and the sister saying he doesn't need to be there.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, neither one of y'all are paying the mortgage, rent, whatever.
Yeah. Right. So she tells us she's the chief executive for Project Heal. Now, I didn't have closed captions on my screener, and so I wasn't able to see. I think she said Project Heal, like Heal, like healing. But God knows it sounded like something else. And with all these crazy names, I don't know what it was.
And what it sounds like to me, how she described it, is that she may be on another season of life during lockup because that shit did not sound legit at all, what she's doing.
No,
it just didn't.
It's a support organization for those formerly incarcerated because it affects not only the prisoner and their family, but their extended family. A support organization. So do they hold meetings where they talk? Does she support the women whose husbands are in and helps them learn the system? Like, what do you mean by support?
I don't think that she could honestly tell you anything about that beyond what she did, but beyond what she said. Because I don't really think she's doing this as a job.
No. I think it's a self-important title she gave herself. She created a 501c3 and then she takes all the money.
Absolutely, 100%.
Troy's official title is Director of Community Engagement. So how he does that from prison, I'm not sure because he's not in the community.
Maybe he's just going to have a community like he's telling them, once you get out, come to my wife and I, we'll get you. It's just bullshit.
Unclear.
Yeah.
She tells us she believes that she attracts money, so she spends freely. And she doesn't know how that works, but that's how she survives. And that's always how it's worked. And she stays afloat. She attracts money. And she has spent at least $50,000 on him. And then she shows Zion another whole bunch of money that's for his wallet. So his wallet will be full. And Zion goes, okay, he's going to get out and have everything handed to him. He's got a nice place to live. He's got food in the cabinet. He's got money in the bank. And I don't want him taking advantage of you. And then Zaruiah stands up and lifts up her shirt and shows us, in the top 3 egregious tattoo we've seen on this show.
I don't know what in the Friday the 13th font, because that's like Friday the 13th.
It looked like slash, like
Freddy
a tiger
Krueger or
slash
something like
or Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very horrible. It looked like an infection. It just looked so bad.
It did not look real.
Why was it so big?
It was so big and so red.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked inflamed. Like, is it healed? Do you need an ointment on there? I think you may need an antibiotic. That was horrible.
So remember the girl that we had on, and I'm never going to remember her name, and I'm never going to remember her guy's name, but she was a lot older than him, and she had that teenage daughter that was really pretty, and she was really pretty, and she was dating this much younger guy, and he had like a face tattoo, and she had never gotten a tattoo in her life, and she got his entire name across her stomach.
And they broke up.
They broke up.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember their names, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
I followed her on Instagram, and she did cover it up with like a bunch of flowers. But for never having a tattoo in your life and you fill your entire stomach with that guy's name.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
So, okay. So she says, I've got this tattoo. So that means it's real and we'll never break up because of this tattoo. And, I didn't get it. Okay. 2 days until his release, she goes to see her friend who is a psychic and an astrologist, Patrice. She's been seeing Patrice for about 1.5 years. She was raised in the church, but she doesn't necessarily believe in the concept of religion. She believes in energy and their auras and crystals and astrology. And then she tells us she thinks Patrice is a prophet from God, but she just said she didn't believe in religion.
Yeah, this girl is real confused. I don't think she knows how to calculate money. I don't think there's any way she has spent $50,000 on this guy. I am starting to believe now when they tell us those numbers, they are exaggerating because it's like, I spent the most on my man. I spent more. There's no way she has spent $50,000 on him.
I wonder if they exaggerate it. I wonder if they exaggerate it like, it'll get me on the show if I say it's more.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It's a lie either way.
Yeah. So Patrice gives her a lot of bad news. She does a lot of what?
Hold on. Did you not notice the background?
It was like a crystal shop. It was like a crystal shop.
A little bit more. They had dildos in the background too.
Okay, I did not see that. Were they crystal dildos?
I think they might have been.
Okay.
They may be crystal charged dildos.
Oh, okay, good.
That's they were right behind her. Yeah.
I thought they were all crystals. But again, I was watching on my computer, so I couldn't see it that close.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if my screen looks fuzzy. Okay, so
no.
Patrice gives her a lot of bad news. She does a lot of like spirits talk to me, blah, 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 boom, and then throws a card down, which was just it's like she was in Vegas. Boom, big money. Yeah.
Yeah, she was quick with it too.
She was quick with it, and she was like, "Look, all I know is there's going to be a lot of conflict and drama. He has his walls up. Okay, duh.
Literally, he has walls up right now because he's in prison."
So funny. And Zaruiah says, will it involve females? Will the conflict involve females? And she goes, yeah. I'm seeing the number 2. I'm seeing the number 2, and the word mom keeps popping in my head. The word mom is coming in strong. Does he have a good relationship with his baby mama? Now, we don't know about a baby mama. We don't know if it's one baby mama with 6 kids or one baby mama with 1 baby. We don't know.
Yeah.
And
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery for now.
Yeah.
And Zaruiah goes, yeah, I think she's still in love with him. I think that she thinks like I'm just like a stepping stone and soon I'll be gone. And she was like, So she says, let me ask the spirit guides and the angels, will they make it? Will they make it? Boom, throws the card down and goes, no, no.
I like Patrice.
She's telling the truth.
I think she's telling the total truth. Yeah.
She's 100%. Like, no. And we end with her going, sorry, babe. That's $150.
Right? You can go pay at the front. Get a dildo before you leave.
10% off. Use code Patrice. You guys know I'm always telling you about Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I love it. There's one right down the street. We go constantly. They've got these new summer mocktails, and I really, really love those. I love the mango berry Cosmo. I add some coconut to that Oh, it's so good. But I want to tell you about some other stuff they have. They have a turkey bacon ranch sandwich that is delicious. For a kid's meal, they have like a turkey cheddar wrap. You can get some baked lays and a little cookie. My favorite on the kids menu is the little limeberry. That's if you just want a little smoothie. You don't want the whole thing. You guys, they have the acai bowls. They also have delicious breakfast. They have a Southwest wrap. They have an all-American breakfast wrap. And for smoothies, they have those green smoothies. So if you're into that, they have that. My son's favorite smoothie is the kiwi quencher. You guys, I'm doing this off the top of my head because we order there so much. Like I said, the little limeberry I like, but I do love these new mocktails. The mocktails are only for a limited time. They have a mojito, and like I said, they have the berry Cosmo. That's my favorite. And again, don't sleep on the breakfast. Get it? Don't sleep on the breakfast. Really, the breakfast wraps are delish as well. So you guys, go to Tropical Smoothie. Try out all these things. You don't just have to try the mocktails. You don't just have to try the bowls or the wraps. Try everything. Go 3-4 times a week. Find out what you like. See what your main order always is. We're, again, going with that Berry Cosmo mocktail because it's a limited time. Again, the little limeberry, the kiwi quencher, the acai bowls, the breakfast. You guys, all of it. Tropical Smoothie. You're on Tropic Time now. Okay, let's move on to Shonta and True.
True lie.
True lie. We are reminded that they met through her stepbrother, Fred, who has warned her off of True, even though Fred is also a creepy criminal. And
those fingernails. Remember his fingernails?
Yes.
They were long and yellow and just really.
And he had like a cane.
His finger, he looked like he did Zaruiah's tattoo.
Yes, with this.
Yeah. It was bad.
And Fred is a fan of the Keisha plan. If y'all don't remember what that is, that is Keisha says when you get out, you need to have 1 year to bang all the chicks you want.
At least 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year. Yeah.
Do it like what's his name's doing it over there at Annalisa and Veda's house.
Mark. Yeah,
Mark.
he's just
Who's
banging.
Yeah.
banging. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
He and Jason are doing that.
That's
and then
right.
when you've calmed down some, then you get with your person.
So Fred has told Shonta this. But she doesn't trust him because, he stole all her money. All right. So now she's getting ready. It's the morning. She's getting ready to go pick him up. And she just says, I don't know. I'm so nervous and everything. I don't know if I'm going to have sex with him. I've been questioning our relationship. I don't know. We have been engaged for 1 year and 9 months, but no, I've never seen him in person. And he tells us, I think she hasn't been to see me because she thinks so highly of me and what my opinion would be. So that's why she hasn't come, because she's worried about what I might think.
Okay, I agree with him. I don't think she thinks so highly of him. I think she is insecure how he looks versus how she looks.
Yeah.
I don't think she thinks really highly of him in any other areas. How could she?
No.
He's in prison for robbery for 13 years.
13 years. And he says, I proposed to her because she's the only one I ever wanted to talk to. And, when I started talking to her, I really did stop talking to a lot of other females, because of her. And I mean, since I've been here, I've probably talked to over 60 females, but I am excited now to start my life with Shonta. Let's go back. Okay. True is 31. He's been in prison for 13 years. So 31 minus 10 is 21, minus 3 is 18. So he hasn't had sex with a girl since he was 18. And remember, he only used to date white girls. Okay.
That's why his muscles are so big. All that testosterone is bubbling up on his skin and creating those big muscles and shoulders and shit. That's a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time. Think about everything that happens in your life between age 18 and 31.
A lot. A lot. Literally different stages of life have happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So he's happy to, get out and start his life with her. And then she says, I'm scared. And this prison is creepy. Like, I'm glad I never came here. Like, I'm glad this is my first and last time to come here. This place is creepy. And
you know what else was creepy?
What?
That glob of lip gloss she had on her chin when she was in the car.
I did not see that.
Do not see it. It looked like she ate a bucket of chicken. It was the grease. Mary Payne, I swear, it looked like she went, ooh. It was a glob.
Well, she must have fixed it. Did she fix it by the time he got there?
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah, she did. But how did it get there? Like, what was happening?
All I could think is that they maybe they filmed it out of order, and this was after they had kissed a lot, and it got on the chin.
No.
Okay, I'm trying to be nice. She says, I'm all in my head about like, what if we don't like each other? And
Right.
I brought with me balloons, a 1 and a 3 for 13 years. Do you think when somebody gets out of prison, you should have the number of years they were in as your balloons? You would think, welcome home, congratulations, congratulations, welcome home. That's really the only things you should say. You're not celebrating.
No, maybe she just wanted to remind him of how many years he had done so he never has to do them again. I don't know.
I think she just wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
They're not celebrating that. Congratulations on 13 years. You did it.
You survived. You survived. Yeah.
Still with us.
Odd. Yeah.
So his sister Angelique shows up and she brings a welcome home True sign like a normal person.
Yeah.
And she has her kids with her, Dion and Mariah. And the kids are like, is he coming home with us? And they were all, reminded that he has told his family he was going home with them and told Shonta another thing. And they're like, shh, be quiet. Like, don't bring that up. Yeah. And they're all kind of laughing. And by the way, I think Shonta looks real cute. I think she looks real cute.
She put herself together well. She tried and she put herself together well.
I think she did.
If I were picking up a guy from prison, I might wear that too.
I thought it was cute. I would have put in my contacts and taken out my glasses, just for the initial impression.
I don't think have we ever seen her without her glasses?
We have. In her confessional, she doesn't have her glasses a lot of the time. Yeah. Maybe she's just doing that and she can't see. I don't know.
I think that's what it might be.
So he comes out and they hug and kiss and, it's awkward, of course. And the producers are talking to him and he's like, I'm happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. Do I smell like jail? You smell good. And she's like, yeah, you do. Yeah. And she's giving him that like tough love, like mean. She's kind of being mean to him a little bit, which I like.
I think she's really nervous.
Very nervous. She doesn't know how to act.
Very, very nervous. Yeah.
So he's like, look at you. Like, you got swag. I can't believe it. She's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, I'm trying to touch you. I got my arm around you. And
it was very awkward. They was definitely, sorry, I've got hair stuck in the eyelash and all that kind of stuff.
That's all right.
It was very awkward. She was excited but nervous, and he hasn't touched a woman in 25 years. It was just,
and they've got cameras like filming the whole thing, and then his sister is there, and the kids, and everything. So he says, "Why didn't you come visit? Why were you scared?" And she goes, "I don't know. I just was. I don't know."
Yeah.
So True says, "It's like I'm free. This is wild. Like I can't believe it. I'm out here talking to you guys now. Like, and I was in there." And he tells us, he's saying this in the talking head of the production. He says, growing up, I was out in the streets in Chicago. I never knew my dad. My dad was never around. And I think that's probably why I gravitated towards other people as male role models that got me in trouble. And I never liked it. We hear that a lot. It's very sad. And he says, I don't like authority, and I was 13 when I started getting in trouble, and kind of goes into the whole thing about like the thrill of stealing. And he said the thrill of not getting caught and the thrill of getting caught. Like he loved all of it.
Yeah, that's a new one, the thrill of getting caught.
Right.
Yeah. I don't hear that one very often.
The last time he got out when he was 19, and he was out for one day, and he went to rob a bank, and he got caught and went back in for 15 years. And he says with Shonta, he's learned about loyalty and love. And they get in the car and she's showing him all this candy. He's so funny. He's like, they got candy in Ziploc bags now.
I know, right?
Because I guess you hadn't seen that,
Yeah.
It's like an alien. And he says, you're hella little. I could pick you up. She's like, no, you can't. He goes, yeah, I could. Yeah, he could definitely just curl her with one arm.
Yeah, easily.
He's like, look at me. I'm touching a female. She's like, okay. And then he kept looking at her and she goes, stop looking at me. He goes, stop looking. She goes, yeah, stop looking at me. He goes, what are you going to do when we're having sex? And she goes, I'll probably tell you to stop. You're just looking into my soul. You should stop. And he's laughing because she's so awkward.
They're doing that. She really, really is awkward. Yeah.
So in the talking head, he goes, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the casino. I'm ready to get my massage. I'm ready to drink maybe some wine. And then he says, is that illegal? And why did he think drinking wine was legal?
Well, remember he asked that last season about the wine, if he could drink it, I don't know
Does
if
he
it's
understand
like a
about
probation thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because she goes,
But
yeah,
technically wine is legal and
Yeah.
you're of legal age, because
Yeah.
when he went in, he wasn't.
That's true. And
Yeah.
that's true. Maybe he's making a joke about that. And she says, yeah, it's legal. And he says, can I say this? I want to get some P word. She's like, oh Lord. She kind of slaps him. They're going to need to build up to that because she can't even look at you in the eye or, also she doesn't trust you and neither do we.
I loved his little nephew whenever they were going their separate ways. He's like, stay strong. Stay strong.
Cute little Dion. Okay. Now we got LaTisha and Keith. Okay. Have I been saying what people are in for? Let me see. Let me go back up real quick in case I forgot. Okay. Zaruiah is 32 and Troy is 29. She's an executive director, LOL. He was in for criminal possession of a weapon and attempted robbery in for 7 years. They are in Syracuse, New York. Okay. I didn't say this part. Shonta and True, remember he's in robbery 13 years. She's 35. He's 31. It still says she's restaurant manager, but when we last left her, she had been demoted to line cook.
And I don't know how they were going to survive off of what she said she was.
Yeah. So maybe she got re-promoted or maybe she went to a different restaurant.
Maybe.
Anyway, they're in Missouri, Independence, Missouri. Okay. And now we got, I don't know if I'm supposed to say LaTisha or LaTisha. What do you think?
I think it's LaTisha.
LaTisha.
I think it's LaTisha. She's
37. She's an accountant. And she's a boss babe bitch, business lady.
Put those in quotes.
Okay. And we have Keith is 36. He's in prison for 10 years for drug distribution, and they are in Davenport, Iowa.
Okay, so we had a big hair offense here too.
Oh Lord, do I gotta get my sound back out? Let me pull it. You tell me what the hair offense was.
Okay, I don't know how you missed this, Mary Payne. You had a lot going on because there was.
Hear ye, hear ye. Wig Court is.
Okay, we don't have to play the whole thing every time, but it is so damn funny. Okay,
I know you had a lot going on, so because I don't know how you missed this at all.
She didn't have her front. Her front was sort of sticking out like bangs, but look, I got that sometime.
Well, it looked like you were on national television. It looked like those weird caterpillars that have hair. Then it's with like this, like little thick antennas.
Well, it was. Look, I mean, I've got the look. I have a piece that sticks straight out on the side. I push it down.
Hair sprayed, and they didn't move. And I'm kind of like, can you get some edge control, some water? Like, as cute as she thinks that she is,
I think she is.
I don't understand that. She is cute. She's not as cute as she thinks she is.
She's a terrible criminal too, right?
But I cannot. This is all I saw the whole entire. Like, those things were talking. They needed their own talking head. They had a lot to say. They just, so I can't stop. I'm like, girl, please get a brush.
So she's getting ready, and her daughter Jakira, they call Hira a little bit. She's 6, and she says, "When you're done getting ready, are we going to school?" And she goes, "Yes, you're going to school. You need an education." She goes, "I already got an education yesterday," which was hilarious.
I like the way she thinks. Like, I got it yesterday.
This is pretty funny because if her daughter on a random school day is saying, after you get ready, are we going to school, leads you to believe that number one, she doesn't go to school very much, or number two, they've never been on time once.
Well, she said when the previous season she was on, they're always late. I think they were running late this day, but I think there's a lot of missed school going on here.
I mean, when her daughter says, when you're done getting ready, are we going to school? Like, isn't that what you do on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Tuesday. We go the whole week, Monday through Friday.
We go every day to school.
Week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they probably miss Tuesdays and Wednesdays in that house. I mean,
yeah, probably. She's like, "Oh, it's Tuesday. I thought we didn't go to school on Tuesdays."
Right.
And so, anyways, they're getting ready to leave. She has a 15-year-old and the 6-year-old. As they're getting ready to leave, she says, "Okay, bitch, let's go make some money. Get off your tablet." Who are you calling bitch? Which daughter?
I hope it was the 15-year-old.
I mean, I guess.
I hope not the 6, but no one flinched. Like, they're used to this. It's LaTisha's house.
Oh my gosh. And she says, all my friends will say, Tisha is crazy, the life of the party, but she's a great mother. And I am occasionally late sometimes. Okay, well, your kids are going to
Always.
school at lunchtime. So, I mean,
Yeah.
so she's in the car with the two daughters, Jakira and Nariah. Nariah's
Mhm.
15. She drops them off at school and they walk in and like, we got to go in that office and get our late up again.
Yeah, there was no other children. There was no traffic. Like
You're right.
they
You're
were
right.
totally late to school.
Right. So, Keith calls. No, okay, so sorry. So sorry. I forgot the most important thing about Tisha that you need to know is she's a
Mhm.
boss. She's a business lady, boss, business lady, bitch, boss, bitch, business lady.
Mhm.
She's a boss. She's a bitch. She's a boss, business lady.
Yeah.
And if you
Mhm.
didn't know that from the 400 pieces of word art around her office, there
Yeah.
is one right to her left that says boss, bitch.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
Keith calls and it's like, now, obviously, in my opinion, she
Mhm.
already knew this and they filmed this just for the show. Because
Okay.
I don't think he called that day when they started filming to say this. I think this is a reenactment.
Okay, leave it up to Mary Payne to always bring us back to that fact that this is reality TV. Because
TV.
I totally bought into, you know me.
You bought it. Okay.
I get
So
real
Keith,
simple when I watch this shit. Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta zone out. So he says, yeah, I got that 2-point reduction in my sentence and it's gonna be retroactive. And I can
Mhm.
get out any day now. So she's like, whoa, my husband's getting out. My husband's getting out. She's running all around the completely empty office. Why are
I
there
mean,
14 cubicles and 12 offices and a conference room and 3 people work there?
I feel like that was like a place that you can rent, like that's half banquet, like, and the other half is
Yeah.
offices.
Yeah.
And she just said, got her money. She's like $300 for the day. We just need to record for this day. No
Right.
one works in there. She doesn't. We know she gets evicted from offices all the time.
Yeah. But she takes that
Yeah.
word art wherever she goes because she wants everybody to know when
They,
they come into her office, she is, in fact, a boss bitch.
the boss bitch.
The
Yeah.
boss bitch. So, okay. So she's running around acting crazy. And she reminds us they've been together 4 years, married for 2
Mhm.
years. And, we see the lawyer that told her, no, you cannot have a felon
Yes.
running your tax business when
Mhm.
she told the office that he would be coming home real soon and he would be
Mhm.
in charge of the office. So she's like, when will you get home? Like any day? And he goes, yeah, I mean, any day they could let me out. I don't know. Like I got the lawyer's going to work on it. She goes, oh my gosh, what will we do? We're going to go on a mini honeymoon. She says it's been 4 or 5 years since she had sex. Now let me go
Mhm.
back to what did I just say? They've been together for 4 years. She says it's been 4 or 5
Mhm.
years since that she's had sex, and she can't wait to give her body to him, and then we have some more sex
Mhm.
we don't need. Now here comes a lash court offender
Mm.
in the court of lashes,
Yeah.
employee. So the one girl is in the chair, and the other girl, Carrie, comes up, and she's got the shorter hair. She
Mhm.
really bought all the lashes in the lash vending machine and slapped them on her face.
Or she just saw a couple of spiders and said, "Can I use y'all? Can I use y'all for this interview?" Like they were so bad.
They
They were
were
bad.
so big. I
Yeah.
was like, "Girl, you have lash blindness," you
She
know?
does. It was
Yeah.
bad.
So she's like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna do it so much. I'm gonna be pregnant in the parking lot. We don't even make it to a hotel. Oh, I can't wait." I'm like, "Okay, TMI."
Oh, LaTisha.
So she says, "We wanna have kids together right away. We have a blended family of 7." So I did
That's
some
too many kids.
so I'm like,
No.
so with her 2 kids, they're a family of 4. So
It's
he must
yeah.
have 3 kids.
That's too many. That's too many.
3
I
plus
said, well,
2.
I saw that as she had 2 kids and then he had 5 kids.
No,
So
she
maybe I
said
was wrong.
no.
All of them together.
She said they have a family of 7. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
2 of them plus her 2 kids plus his 3.
Oof.
And we want to have a lot of kids together. Okay, great idea.
All right.
So they talk about, will the kids be excited? And she goes, well, Jakira's going to be so excited, but Nariah, maybe not. She is 15 and it's a hard age. And she said, but
Well,
I'm going to,
yeah, she has more sense than anyone on this episode. Nariah.
yes. Hmm. She
Yeah,
does.
by far.
And she says, I'll explain to Nariah, I am your mother first before I'm anyone else's wife. I was like, I don't think Nariah
I don't
believes that.
believe that.
And we don't
No, no
either.
one does. No,
No.
that's a lie she keeps telling to herself.
Hmm. So Big Lashes Carrie says, it's
Not big. just gave this girl a whole new name. Hey, Big Lashes.
Big Lashes says, it's going to be quite an adjustment, because you're going to have to get to know each other in person. Then you've got the kids there and everything. And she goes like, yeah, it's going to be hard, but they're going to be doing it in the parking lot. So, and they probably will. We expect nothing less. So
yeah, I totally believe it.
We haven't seen a good parking lot or go out into a field sex scene on this show in a while. They've been waiting until they get to the hotels.
Yeah, I have been okay with that. Yeah, because we've gone to some side fields. We've been fields.
A car wash. We went in a car wash.
Yeah.
So LaTisha gets home and Aunt Marcia is there. We remember Aunt Marcia from the last time she was on this show.
Oh, baby, you got what I need, because Aunt Marcia and Biz Marquis are one and the same.
Oh my God.
They are. R.I.P. to Biz Marquis.
I was about to say, I don't think he's with us anymore. So he's reincarnated at Aunt Marcia.
Aunt Marcia.
And so we were, we're reminded that that's his aunt, and they're very close with Aunt Marcia. So Shakira is so excited about the news. She's very excited that her dad's coming home. Not your dad. Very excited about him coming home. And LaTisha says she's got to talk to Zaruiah, and Zaruiah hasn't really built a relationship with Keith like Shakira has. She's very wary of him. Yeah,
as she should be.
I wonder why. Your mom married a guy in prison?
He's in prison. It's like they totally forget that. Like, that is a very important factor right there.
Every photo you have of him, he is in a khaki outfit.
Yes, with that weird background that they always have of like a fake ocean and palm trees. And
yes.
Yeah.
She blew one of them up like 20 by 20 and put it up her bed. Remember that?
Which was super gross.
Yeah. So she talks to the girls about Keith is going to be coming home sooner. And she kind of explains why, because wherever they are in Iowa, is that what I said? Yeah, they're in Iowa, that what he's in for, if he was sentenced for that now, he would not get the same sentence. So he's getting credit time served or whatever, which probably means he also won't be on papers either. And so because he's been in for longer than he should have been. Right. So she says, okay, sorry, I lost my spot. Okay, so she's telling the girls about that. And of course, Shakira is so excited. So he calls on the phone, and Zaruiah is not here for this. She's not here for this.
This is Zaruiah the whole time.
Yep. Sullen, sulky teenager.
And I feel so bad for her.
I do too.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I mean, we haven't
all this stuff.
We haven't been there.
No.
Yeah. We haven't been there, but we've been there to be a sullen teenager and have your parents do something you're totally embarrassed about, And
I think she's a good version, because I know Skylar and I have a feeling Anna talked back a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This girl
Anna would have stormed her ass out of the room and called me 6 names on the way out. Yeah.
Skylar would have too. You're so stupid. This is so stupid. I'm telling your mom. It would have been all kinds of shit talking. So this is a better version of it, I guess.
Just not speaking, I guess, is better.
Yeah.
So he tells us that he and Kira are very close. He's excited to be a father figure, and he knows that Zaruiah is shy. It's just going to take time. It's not that she's shy. She doesn't like you.
And she doesn't know you.
And she doesn't have to like you. She doesn't have to accept you.
You're in prison. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so, and Zaruiah, so LaTisha is asking her what's going on. She goes, I'm just not excited about him coming. And she goes, well, do you want to explain to me why? And she goes, no, I don't know how I feel. I don't want to talk about it. And then sweet little Shakira is crying and saying, I just want my dad to come home. I was like, not your dad. And LaTisha says, look, we all thought we had more time to prepare for this, and we don't. And now it's going to be soon. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why I think it was a reenactment, because I think probably when she got in touch with production, by the time they started filming, I bet he was like already out and they reenacted the whole thing.
Is he out?
I think so. Girl, I don't know.
Because he wouldn't be on the show.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. God, we're not the brightest. Okay. Hope and Arthur. Okay.
I cannot get through with. I'm sorry, and I'm going to sound like a fool for saying this,
Okay.
but I cannot understand a person who is not 75 years old and their name is Arthur. I just can't let it go. And it's just, or he's not an Arvok or whatever Arthur is on that television show. Like, I cannot, like, you need to be at least 75 for your name to be Arthur. I just can't get over it.
Okay. Well, he's definitely probably like Arthur the Third or something. Like, definitely he was like passed down. But what they could call him Artie, right? There's some names.
I just cannot get every time. And then in my head, all I hear is Arthur. I don't know what it is. I told James, I can't get past this. Like, all I hear is Arthur. Like, and he's not.
It's not great. It's not great. It's not great.
Sorry if your name's Arthur or, you got a husband.
Okay, it is an old person name. So Hope is 27. She's a truck driver. And Arthur is 29. He is in prison for theft and evading arrest 4 years. They are in Dallas, Texas. So Hope is not an offender in wig court, but she is an offender in hair court. Because that is her
and then
hair.
Later on, dress court.
Oh, yeah.
Girl. Oh, God, that was bad.
Real bad.
Yeah.
So we open up with Hope's driving a truck, and she says she met Arthur 6 years ago, and we see Arthur, and whoa, what the fuck's all over your face, Arthur? Did somebody do Sharpie on you while you were asleep? Somebody told you when you came to this interview?
Like it was a Charles Manson forehead.
Sure shit was.
Tattoo. I was like, what is going on with you?
Who put
this is bad.
Who scribbled on your face while you were asleep? Were you aware that you had an Egyptian pyramid on the middle of your forehead? What's happening, Arthur?
Yeah, that was bad. That was surprising, and that's just job. What job can you have other than being a tattoo artist? Like a legit job.
Could you work at Starbucks with that facial tattoo? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. There's
so
scaring off the customers, ruining their mornings and shit.
I mean, yeah, scaring me. So Arthur calls and asks her how she's doing, and she's like, "I'm getting ready for you to come home." And he says, "Are you getting your coochie waxed?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, nice and bald, like you like it." Yeah. Ugh. And then he says the first time they had phone sex, she blanked so hard. Oh my God, that's what she said. We don't need
what all the girls, and that's what every girl tells that lie. Just to make you feel good. Like,
and she's like, "Is that what I said?" Yeah, okay.
Exactly, because she lied.
She was like, "I didn't even know I said that." That's the third person I said that to that week.
Right. But she was driving the hell out of that truck. I like that she's a truck driver.
I like that part too. I like that part too.
Yeah.
Anyway, she thinks he's so hot. She thinks all his tattoos are hot, especially that new one right in the middle of his forehead. And he says, that's his girl, that's his partner, and he plans to give her the big ass wedding, anything she wants, all right. So she's now in the hotel room. She's 15 minutes late to his release, and she's puking in the bathroom. Is she puking because she's pregnant with somebody else's baby or hungover?
For now, we're going to go with hungover. But is this the first for us? Like, we've never seen a person, not that I can remember, who is actually late picking up the person.
And she's real late.
Really late.
Yeah.
And if I were Arthur, I don't think we've ever seen a person be late.
Usually they're in the parking lot calling, like, where's my man? Bring me my man.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a first.
So they keep showing us all her Ziploc bags of, it seems like cough medicines. It seems like a lot of cough medicine. But they're showing it on purpose because why has she got so many Ziploc bags of so many medications?
And did you notice? I would have been upset with them. They showed a lot of pictures of her.
Yeah. Where she looks a lot cuter.
Yeah.
Well, she had to give them the pictures.
About that.
She had to give them the pictures.
I would have given them more updated photos of myself.
Well, maybe she has body blindness and she doesn't know, or you know what I mean? Like if you're just talking about wig blindness, maybe she's got, I don't know.
I'm going to go with this bitch is just blind because there was a lot of blind stuff going on here. Okay.
Keisha. Oh my God.
She just
So
won.
she is fully just starting to get ready, and it says
Yeah.
50 minutes late for pickup under the thing. And
That's
she's just
horrible.
starting to like scrunch her hair up and stuff. And
Yeah.
the prison person calls and was like, are you almost here? Because literally, like, he's supposed to be out at 8. And she goes,
Yeah.
yes, I think I'll definitely be there in 15 minutes. And they said, well, we're just making sure. She goes, yes, I would say I'm 15 minutes away. She didn't finish packing. She's trying to squeeze herself into that dress. Oh my
Mary
God.
Payne, that
Yeah.
so someone looked that dress up. It is most definitely a Temu dress.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And those spots are supposed to be raindrops.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be like bubbles.
Yeah. So I literally thought to myself, maybe this is lingerie that she's wearing. Cause like it just didn't look like a dress. I was like, maybe she's just wearing lingerie to go pick up her man. But no, it was supposed to be a dress.
Well, it was the wrong size, was the problem.
It was a
number
one size fit all. That's what it looked like it might have been.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen, she wants to look good for her man. And that's maybe what he likes. And she waxed her cooch and she's ready to rumble.
That was the most important part, was the coochie was waxed.
Yeah, that's right. And so she's like, yeah, I'm 15 minutes away. I mean, she's not even an hour away. So she drives up in her truck cab and we meet Vanetta.
Is now in session. The Honorable Judge Keisha presiding.
All right. Wig court is now in session. You and your wigs may now be seated.
Yeah. So Vanetta is there.
Sad. This one's sad. Because I like the mom so much.
Listen, you can love the player, hate the game. You can love the wearer, hate the wig.
Yeah, it was bad, Mary Payne.
It was just, it started in the middle of her head, like where the ears are.
I'm not fully convinced it's a wig.
You just think her hairline is in the middle of her head?
I really do. And she's got hair extensions in. She just has a very big I don't know.
No, Keisha, that's not a forehead. That is bald to the middle of the head. That is not a forehead. The forehead ends at the top of your face.
Well, some people have 5 and 6 heads.
Well, this was a 12. It was like True. Like True, his hair started in the middle of his head too. Same thing.
You did not just say a 12.
Yes, I did. It's like True's hair started way back here. Yeah.
I really think that's what the case is that it just starts really far back. She really could have, it kind of like Karen Huger. Remember when she had that wig shift and her forehead goes back really far.
Again, not her forehead. She is bald to the middle of the head. Yes.
I'm going to keep saying that it's their forehead.
Not a forehead.
Their hairline is really far back.
Okay,
is
how
that
about
what
that?
we're gonna say?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which she cannot help that. But
I don't think. Okay, I think probably it happened over time with things, extensions and things pulling her hair out.
Pull back.
She needs to give it a break and let it grow back out, and maybe it doesn't grow back. I don't know. We need Dr. Lindsay Knoll, our hair bunkie, to explain.
Yes, we do. But I also believe in bangs.
Me too.
That's what you do. Yeah. But here's the thing with hair extensions, your beautician can start the hair, they can glue it. But she actually wants to have a middle part. That is where the problem is.
Yeah.
She likes the look of a middle part.
Yeah.
Bless her.
I'm
glad she seems
sweet.
The hat.
Yes, she seems sweet. She did put the hat on. Yeah.
Thank God.
So Vanetta is there waiting, and she explains, like, she came from Vegas, and again, they're in Dallas, Texas, and she's like, I did this. I took a 40-minute nap so I could drive. I woke up at 2 a.m, all this. She explains. And she was like, and I've been waiting here for hours. I cannot believe that Hope is 2.5 hours late. For some reason, he can only be released to her. And I was on time. I was here at 8 a.m.
Right.
And Vanetta says, so Hope drives up in that truck. She's like, you did not come up in this truck. And she said,
because
it has a bed in the back.
don't know because we saw she had an SUV. So James said maybe she had a pickup that she had to do on her way to Huntsville to pick him up.
Maybe.
I think that's a far stretch right there. I did not get the truck thing.
I didn't either.
I don't know.
I don't either. So, okay, she's like, why are you late? Why are you late? They could have released him to me. Like, this is crazy. And she was like, I had to get cute. And Vanetta, the look she gives her was like, well, when is that going to happen?
Because it did not. You bitch, you needed 5 more hours
because
to get cute.
We're still waiting.
This is bad. I can't believe she looked like that. Like, it looked like she just rolled out of bed.
That's her look. And then Hope gets into like, I've been supporting him. And da-da-da-da. And then Vanetta goes, I've supported him. I have the receipts to prove it. And Hope goes, I'd like to see those receipts for now. But anyway. And Vanetta says, let me ask you this. Are there going to be any problems when he gets out? Like, is some dude going to show up at your door and say, this is his house? And she laughs and she goes, you're laughing, but that has happened. And then she goes, no, I've done nothing. Now we find out when he was first incarcerated, she told him she had needs and those needs were sex. And so they agreed that she could have sex with anybody she wanted as long as it was just sex. But then he didn't really like that and asked her not to do it anymore. So she pretended like she stopped. And they were literally showing the most whorish looking pictures of her.
They did.
And then when she goes, but I pretended that I stopped. And then they showed her in like a blazer. Like, and so this is I'm not cheating outfit. She says, but I was still cheating. And then I said, boy, oh boy, do we see some photos of her.
So we go.
So then he says, when I got out the first time and we see a picture of them pre-face tattoo.
Yeah.
He says, when I got out the first time, she gave me one of her old phones to use. And when I logged in, I saw a video on it of her having sex with another guy.
Oh man.
And you're still with her.
Stay with her. I don't get it.
He says, I was devastated. And so Vanetta says, well, I want him to move to Vegas and be with me and be with our family in Vegas. And she goes, okay, you can talk to him, but I don't think so.
Yeah, she wants him to be in Vegas with Arthur Jr., Arthur II, and he'll complete the trilogy.
That's right. All the Arthurs together.
All the Arthurs, yeah.
Okay, our last couple, and we've got more couples, but this is just who we're seeing this time. This is Kim. She's 38. She's a teacher's aide. And Joey, who's 39, he is in for 6 years for breaking and entering, larceny, identity theft, and they are in Eden, North Carolina. Okay.
What is larceny? Isn't larceny really one of the bad ones?
Oh, I'm sorry. Breaking and entering, larceny, identity theft. What is the difference between larceny and just stealing?
Yeah, I think it makes it worse.
Sounds worse. Grand larceny is when you steal a car.
See, I think it's bad.
It's bad. Okay. You would think we would know, but we don't.
I actually said that to myself. I said, all this goddamn time, and I'm sitting here wondering, you know what? I think I should just start like a little bullet point sheet
for all our questions that we get answered, and then we forget.
And we forget. Yeah,
we forget, y'all. We do a lot of work. Okay, so we open with her. She's getting a car. Her dad's helping her get a car ready for Joey when he gets out of prison, and she tells us she has not been single since she was 5 years old. She has been married twice. She broke up with the first one to marry the second one, and
that's what you're supposed to do. You a new man. You keep the one man while you're working on the second man. You don't ever want to be manless.
Gotcha. It's sort of like
kind of like a job.
You don't
leave a job until you
have a job. Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's known Joey her whole life. They grew up together. They were friends, and she always crushed on him because he had swag and he had confidence. And probably that means he's a troublemaker. And he is.
Of course.
He's been locked up for 5 years. He's been in and out of prison for 13 years. Again, he's 39. So he's been in and out of prison since he was 26, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's right. Math.
He doesn't even know real life.
No, because before that, he was, on opiates. So in 2018, they got together. but he was only out for 100 days and got in trouble again. Specific, a little over 3 months. And in 2020, they reconnected again and got engaged on a prison visit 6 months ago. So they've been engaged for 6 months. Dad tells us he is still mad about Joey and his ne'er-do-well cousin possibly stealing his dirt bike 20 years ago.
Yes.
And he was out $1,600, and he knows Joey did it because Joey and his cousin knew they were out of town. And she's like, Dad, he would tell me because it wouldn't change my mind about him. He would just admit it. At this point, he's been in prison for him stealing this dirt bike is nothing, you know?
Yeah. Dad won't let it go.
Dad says, I'm still mad about it. I think he did it. I would have pressed charges. So I'm going to have a talking to with that man about my baby. Oh my God.
Dad is struggling. He is really, I think, what's her name? Kim?
Kim. Yeah.
I think she's put him through a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. I mean, because she's been dating since she was 5. That's a lot of men.
Did you see that picture of her on the beach with her second husband and they had his face blurred out? He looked like Cody Brown from Sister Wives.
Okay, so I couldn't understand the hair. I'm like,
it looked like Cody from Sister Wives.
Were they dreads?
No, it looked like
or curly hair, because it was in a pony. It was like in a bun thing.
It was like in a half bun, but it looked like super tight blonde curls.
Yeah. I was real confused because then they showed another picture. I'm like, are those dreads or are those curls? Like, what is this hair?
I don't know. He didn't allow himself to be seen on camera, so we can't investigate it. We can't take him to wig court because we don't know.
Yeah. He was like, no, they're going to take me to wig court. Go ahead and blur my face out. I don't want to be on pink shade. No.
Oh my God. So she says she has spent about $15,000 on him, sending him money, getting this car fixed up, talking on the phone, and shoes.
How? She's a teacher's aide.
The teacher's aide is a teacher's aide is where I have the question about her decent house, how she has an extra car, and how she had $15. Now she's spent $15,000 in the last 4 years.
Okay, but and maybe she gets child support.
Maybe, yeah. And he's gotten himself in trouble in prison, and she had to send money to those people.
Like, got in trouble where he was going to get beat up really bad.
That sounds like to me.
This is not good.
No.
So
on the phone, he tells her the reason he's doing so good now is because he was on opiates for 2.5 decades, 25 years. And now he's going to be medically supervised. So he's obviously going to be going to like a methadone clinic or something.
Yeah.
And he said, he wasn't a bad person. She says he wasn't a bad person. He just had issues. He's in therapy and in a program, and he's different now. And I can change him. I'm going to change him.
Here we go.
They plan on getting married in 6 months. 6 months after his release. His release is like in 3 days. They're getting married in 6 months after his release because her divorce should be filed in about 3. And then they'll get another 3.
Again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're going to call this the Kim school of dating.
Mm-hmm.
You never quit a man until you've got a new man, even if that man is in prison.
And she told her dad that. She told her dad that. And sometimes I lied and said I was going to see Joey. And the dad was like, I know, girl.
And he's used to this.
Yeah.
Dating since she was riding a tricycle.
That's right. She would hop on that tricycle and go right over to the boy next door's house.
Yeah.
So Kim gets home and her best friend Jennifer is there. She was babysitting the kids. And Jennifer has known Joey as long as Kim has. Obviously, they all grew up together. And Jennifer knows that Kim has horrible taste in men. Yes. And they're talking at the table about the car and everything. Jennifer goes, I don't really think it's necessary for him to have a car. I don't think it's necessary for y'all to be doing that. And, do you ever worry about him being like stuck in his addiction? Because like, it's very hard to get out of. And, Kim, this is your pattern, right? It's like you're trying to save the wounded birds. Yep. Kim tells us that her former husband, and we don't know which one or two, was a severe alcoholic, and she hasn't felt love in 7 years. And that's been really hard for her as a love addict.
Well, if you haven't felt love in 7 years, but you've been dating this guy who's in prison for
4.
So you haven't felt love through the prison walls?
I don't
Any
know.
of those visits?
I don't know. And
She's
she
a confused
says,
person.
she knows that Joey is going to do the right thing to keep this going because she knows he doesn't want her to be heartbroken. And then,
Huh?
so okay. So Kim is saying, I know
Mhm.
that he really loves me. It's not going to go bad because, he doesn't want me to be heartbroken. And Jennifer
Okay.
says, it's going to all be terrible when it goes sideways. And then
Because
they're
it's gonna
talking
go
because
sideways.
it's going to go. And Jennifer's known this guy as long as she has. She knows what
Right.
he's
She knows
capable
him.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So she says, Jennifer says, I do, of course, worry about him going back to his old ways. And I give it a 40% chance of working out.
That's a low percentage.
But Jennifer, I think, was being nice with that 40%. She's like, I
I think
can't.
she was too.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Joey calls while she's getting the kids ready for bed. It's complete chaos. So the older one, Kaysen, and these kids, Kaysen and Kyler, I just can't with Kays. Kaysen, he seems to want to chat. The older one seems to want to chat. And
Right.
the little one, Kyler, he has no time for this. He is wired out of his
Buck wild.
mind. He got too many gummy bears for bed.
It's witching hour or something like that over there at the house for him.
And he's trying to perform for the cameras. He's trying to be funny because
That
there's
too.
adults, all that. He's nuts. But you can tell Kaysen is like really trying to listen and everything. It's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she says, my boys don't see their dad much. And Kaysen the other day in the car told me, I want Joey to be the number 2 dad. And that just made me bust out crying. And
all these kids, poor kids, have daddy issues. That is a theme
Yes.
for this show. And it's it's sad because you realize how many deadbeat dads there are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we just heard True telling about his deadbeat dad.
Yep.
It's sad. So then she says, Joey is the dad I wish my kids had. I wish Joey was my kid's dad.
What?
And that's a terrible thing to say also because they do actually have a dad. And he maybe
And
he's
this
maybe
person
he's
is in
alcoholic or
prison.
whatever. But I mean, this guy's in prison and been on drugs for
Oh.
25 years.
These women they need like a self-esteem class or something like that. Like there's better out there
Yeah.
than having to date someone in prison and let him be daddy number 2 to your kids.
So today is the day she's leaving to go get him. And Tammy, Joey's mom, arrives to watch the boys. Kim has rented a mountain cabin so that he can get out. They can be romantic and have their first day or 2 together. And Kim says she and Tammy have been really close for about 3 years, ever since she saw Tammy at church 3 weeks after the birth of Kyler.
Yeah.
She was in a very bad place because her marriage was falling apart, even though she just had this baby. And Tammy was really there for her. And she has a lot of respect for Tammy. She loves her a lot.
Mhm.
Now, in the talking head, Tammy says, Joey being in prison has been real hard. It's been so many years he's been in since he's 14. And it's time for him to get out, make a change, be a man, do the right thing. And I've been praying for him to have a life with a nice Christian woman and have his own family. And all my dreams are coming true. I love Kim.
Who's a notorious cheater?
Right.
Is that the kind of Christian woman you wanted him to have?
She showed up to church with a 3-week-old baby and married, and you set her up with your son? What?
Yeah.
Come on, Tammy.
Mm-hmm. Tammy ain't no good either.
Well, Tammy's like, oh Lord, please let this guy parole to her house and not mine. I
think Tammy's about done with Joey. Yeah. And she probably gives it like a 25% chance.
Tammy's like, I'm going to give it 42%. So she hugs goodbye. And you can tell she's nervous and she's crying. She's never left her kids overnight, she says.
I know.
So Tammy's like, I got it. We got it. We're going to come on, Kyler and Kaysen. Come on.
And they were excited to be with her.
They were very excited.
They were very excited. They're like, go, Kim. Bye, Kim.
Yeah. Kim and Kyler and Kaysen. So this is how the show ends. He calls as she's driving and goes, yeah, you're coming. She goes, yeah, I'm driving there now. And he goes, I got a message for some chick named Ashley. And she goes, who's that? He goes, I don't know. She said that you're still messing around with your ex-husband, your husband, and some other tall white dude. And she's like,
Ooh.
what? Who? What?
No,
And
it was a light-skinned dude.
oh, he said light-skinned dude?
A light-skinned dude, yeah.
Some other light-skinned dude. And then he says, are
Yeah.
you fucking someone else? And she's like, what? Huh? I'm driving to get you in prison. So do we think she was
I don't like the look she had on her face though.
do we think she was getting, maybe she was like Hope and she has needs?
Yeah, clearly she has let us know she has a need to have a man all the time.
At all times. Yes.
At all times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how we end it. And I'm not going to go into this season on because it was too many quick cuts and couples that we don't even know yet. What do you think? I think it's going to be good.
Think it's going to be good. And then they also let us know that Life After Lockup is going to start right in October.
Okay, good. We don't have to have any Mama June.
Mama June, see, that's where you stop. Just stop.
Did they
Mama
actually
June's
slide a
season
Mama?
finale was last week.
Okay, but sometimes they slide in a Mama June.
We always need a little Mama June
Okay.
to make us feel better about ourselves.
Did Kimberly get back to you about Mama June?
She hasn't even watched it. So yeah, I'm either recording after this show tonight or tomorrow, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the breakdown. And if she does watch it, then we could do one together,
like an extra episode. Okay, because she wants to talk about it, but she hadn't watched it. Then she can't. Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
she's busy. Everybody, like Keisha said, you got to go and listen to her podcast, The Libra Lounge with Keisha, everywhere you find your podcast. She also has an Instagram, The Libra Lounge with Keisha. And, Keisha's got a majorly popping Facebook page.
Yeah,
did you know that, Keisha? That's a huge Facebook following there. Keisha, when you post on Instagram, does it go to Facebook and vice versa? You have it linked? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Make sure you're capturing both markets.
Yeah, I post it on Instagram and it automatically goes over to Facebook, which is weird because I did Facebook for a long time before I ever did Instagram. Right.
And that's why your Facebook number is so freaking high.
Yeah. And we did that organically, but I cannot do that shit organically over at Instagram. I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
The way that we got Pink Shade to 10K was a 1-year campaign. We can do it for the Libra Lounge with Keisha. We can do it. Everybody right now, whatever you're listening on, pick up your phone,
Look,
search in your bar.
Mary Kay had us on our own show say, please go give Pink Shade a like. She's trying to get to
I had people creating accounts
creating
accounts and shit for their dog. I was like, do you have a grandmother? Do you have a business account? Does your husband have a business account? They could all mute me right away. They could follow and mute. They don't have to see it. But I need the followers. And so now I have gotten 10.1 now.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you.
I got like 10,180 or something.
That's a big accomplishment.
It was a lot of begging, and people are real glad that now I'm begging for you and not for myself. So everybody go follow Keisha. Keisha's real funny, y'all. Real funny.
I like to think I am. People think I am funny.
Yeah, I think you're funny. Everybody follow me at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. If you're not already, if you haven't gotten sick enough of it and unfollowed me, I am going to put out a funny reel about this episode. I told you I would. So I don't look my best, but you look great. So we should use it.
Girl, I was struggling. I had to tell you, I was drunk earlier today from one drink. Like Mary Payne, it was bad. Soon as when we got into the driveway, I knew I was in trouble.
Oh,
I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna walk. And literally, I ripped off my dress.
Yeah.
Put on some tights, a t-shirt, pulled my hair up, got in bed. Me and the dog slept for I don't know how long. And when you text me, could we push your time back? It's like, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Because I'm like, I don't know how I was gonna be. Had a headache.
When you said I was drunk earlier today, I just was like, what?
From brunch. From one drink from brunch.
Yeah.
And I was drunk. Yeah.
Well, what is the place that pours the strong drink so people in your area can go?
Everyone, I always say the name is Goo Hillies or Gilhoolies. They have really, really, really good food.
Okay.
Everyone knows them because they used to have a lot of cats around outside, but they got rid of the cats.
Okay.
Their food is really good. Their drinks are really good. And it tastes like juice.
So
But
it
it's
just
not
goes down
juice.
it goes down real good. Yeah.
Don't get the mermaid water. It is a
You're gonna
fucking
be in bed at 1:00 like Keisha was.
with
So
drool
funny.
waking me up
Uh-uh.
and a text message. Even my dogs were looking, all the animals were looking at me funny, like, bitch, you're an hour late feeding us today. What is going on with you? Get up. You have kids. Get up. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Oh, Keisha, you're so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Follow Keisha, follow me, and I will I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.